Otavio, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Very good, man.
Thank you. Thanks for helping us out with the videos today.
My pleasure.
So right now you're getting ready. You're training for Nogi Worlds.
Exactly, yeah. It's in December 15.
So typically, how long do you kind of treat it like a training camp, like an MMA fighter would? Like you have a certain time where you start to ramp up to hard training?
To be honest with you, like in jiu-jitsu, I feel like we don't have much like a season, off season, you know. So I'm pretty much like training like the whole year.
Yeah.
Just after the Worlds this year, I kind of like decided to have a little break, so I was focusing more with my school in Huntington Beach. But now I just decided to compete the Nogi Worlds, and I wasn't training Nogi very much. I was like the past few years I'm more focused training, preparing myself to fight the gi tournaments. But now I decided to fight again like Nogi and hopefully like be on the next ADCC.
And you've had a very long, a long career at black belt, competing at the highest level. You won your first world championship in 2007?
2012.
2012.
That was the first time that I win as a black belt. I won in all the other belts, but as a black belt was the first time.
So, and you're still making, the finals at Pan Am's this year?
I got second this year at the Pan Am's, and I won the Brazilian National.
And you're 34?
I'm 33.
33.
Yes.
All right, same as me. And is there anything you feel like you've really done specifically that's allowed you to be, because a lot of guys, they're 33, they are done competing at adult and they move on to masters, but you're still the top level in adult.
I think the fact that I always like take care of myself, and I always like, how can I say, lift weights as well. So this I think was very helpful to not only to make me strong, but also, how can I say, makes my body like bulletproof, so I can train hard and then I don't get injured,
Mm-hmm.
So thank God, like I've been training jiu-jitsu since I'm 13 years old, and I never had like a major injury or anything like that,
So when you're doing weightlifting, you're doing some extra conditioning, you're training jiu-jitsu, how many total sessions a week do you
jiu-jitsu I try to, how can I say, train every day, but like, how can I say,
twice a day a lot of days?
Yes, I have the competition training in the morning. I usually like to train with my students as well when I'm teaching. But as far as like conditioning, like lift weights, I try to do at least like 3 times a week, to complement my preparation.
And for conditioning, besides just jiu-jitsu training, do you have some exercise or some stuff you really like to do? Run, bike, anything like that? Swimming?
Like sprints up the mountains, I think give me like extra cardio. But I do like biking and stuff, like running sometimes.
So when you're organizing the training for yourself, for your competition team at Gracie Barra Huntington Beach, what are some things you think can make more effective training for jiu-jitsu competitors on the mat? Like, you guys do a lot of drilling, specific training, live training.
We do a little bit of, how can I say, of everything, but I try to focus on, how can I say, on a lot of specific trainings, like starting from bad positions, not only the, how can I say, in the situations that you feel comfortable, because when we spar, you pretty much gonna tend to, how can I say, to bring your opponent to a game.
Yeah.
So specific training, we kind of like cover other scenarios, like, that happens sometimes in the tournament. Somebody gets your back and then you learn how to deal with that situation, or somebody on top of you, side mount and mount, So a lot of specific training I think can be helpful, like to make you become more technical, not only like the sparring,
Yeah, I know, like for me, if all we ever did was the live training, I'm probably always going to play from the top then, because it's hard to make yourself, to force yourself to do the things that you don't want to do, that maybe you need to work on, or even small things like I really prefer to pass guard going to my left, and to play guard to my right. But I know if I get someone who's maybe not as hard of a matchup, all right, I want to play guard to the left or pass to the right. Yeah. So when you have your training with your students, is that kind of your time to focus on
my techniques, on my attacks? I sharpen up my attacks. Jiu-jitsu, I believe, like in order for you to become like very good, you have to be willing like to train with everybody. Like not only like training with black belts, but with people that you, how can I say, that you have more experience, so you can practice your moves on them, and also training with people that gives you a hard time as well, so you can work your reactions. Sometimes if you spar with somebody that, how can I say, has more experience than you or been training longer than you, and then they put you in uncomfortable positions, sometimes you're not even working on your attacks, but it's gonna be working on your reactions, not accepting positions, not letting them get like, how can I say, advanced too much. So I believe like training with everybody, you can benefit, like, even from the white belts. When I'm teaching, I'm always like learning from my students and evolving my game.
From the white belts, you learn how to avoid black eyes. Like I got one last night. When you go from training in the gi to the no gi, do you make is there any big change to the training besides?
I think it changed a lot because like there's no grip, so you have to adapt your game and change a little bit. Like in no gi, I prefer like to be on top, for example, not playing much guard. So you have to work a lot of like your takedowns, like guillotine escapes, because it happens all the time when you're trying to shoot and take somebody down. Your head ended up getting caught, so you gotta work on those escapes, so you don't get surprised, when somebody submits you.
And it seems like it's been kind of a, of all the Gracie Barra guys that I know, you're unique in that you're running your school, Gracie Barra Huntington Beach, and you're still competing very frequently, very, very high level, where a lot of the guys, it seem like they kind of put their competition career aside to run their school. How do you balance?
That's a tough thing, like to, how can I say, in order to keep doing the business well and at the same time prepare yourself like to compete at a high level. Thank God I have like a partner like with the school. So Marina, she's my partner. She helped me a lot with that, So I have time like to focus on my training and with the teaching, and she can take care of the business part, But how can I say? Yeah, I try to push myself as much as I can. My students help me out a lot, I usually teach like later in the day, like in the afternoon. I teach since kids and to adults. But usually my preparation I do like in the morning and stuff, So
cool, man. Good luck at No-Gi Worlds.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.